The problem with this is that it's so long between each block placement, it just takes so much time. And see how much faster that is? Hello everyone, my name is K3GamerK3. I hope you're having a great day. So, been doing some work on my castle. Got those 5 layers down there built, if you can't see them. And I got, let's see, let's actually come forward here. Got a few up top here. Well, let's get out of that perspective. Alright, so I do have a bunch to do still. I got about 8 layers done, I think. And I'm in the well again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. And I got about 10 more to do. But I found a quicker way to place these blocks. And it's really easy when you're on the ground, you can place it against the ground, but an easier way to place these floating blocks. So let's head up and I'll show you how. Oh, and I took out my minecart that went all the way down. It only goes to here now. I took the rail out since it was kind of useless for the short staircase. Alright. Alright, so this is the last one I've done. This is everything I still need to do. There's a big gap there because this is where the big greenhouse is gonna be. That's enough to fit even the tallest tree, at least ones I can grow. And we're gonna place dirt blocks on top of this, but I still need to put it in as a ceiling. And all the glass is gonna let all the plants get exposed to natural light. It's gonna look pretty cool, and it's kind of kaleidoscopy. Kind of trippy. Alright, so I'm gonna head up one more layer and we'll get started. Alright, so I already have a 3x3 area going around just so I have a nice walkway to start out with. And you might be thinking, well, I know how to place floating blocks. You just kind of crouch down and you just kind of place blocks like that, right? Maybe not 3 over, but I'll show you why I'm doing that in a second. The problem with this is that it's so long between each block placement, it just takes so much time. The advantage to this is that it's really easy. You don't have to pay attention, you just kind of do it. If you are going to go for this, I recommend coming to the very edge of one and getting your mouse at the very base before it will let you place a block. And I just kind of hold the mouse and then come up until the block places to get the very edge. And this will let you place them a little smoother. By contrast, if you do it, let's see, from the top end of it, it's gonna get very jerky. You see how it's pausing? This is because when you're at the bottom, you get this whole space. Because you're passing over it, you're passing over this whole space that'll let you place a block. And this is the way to best lengthen that. And your placements are going to be a lot smoother. Again, compared to something like... Why does that change each time? I think it's really strange that it's placing the block even though my cursor's above that edge. But yeah, this is the jerkiest way to do it, and this is the smoothest way. Don't worry, there's a better technique than that. Just gotta do this first. How close are we? Alright, we're almost there. Alright, so my faster way to do this. So I recommend laying these down with the 3 gap all the way across. So yes, you do have to do some of the slower ones. It just me, or does this seem really big for some reason? I've been playing with full screen mode off, but I record with it on. Oh well, guess it doesn't really matter. So what you want to do to place blocks faster, so once you have a nice platform to stand on at least, and a row to place against, you'll put your mouse kind of on the bottom here. So if you place a block, it's still on this side of the block. You don't want your cursor to be on the top, because if you place again, it's going to go up, and you want to fill this in outwards. So you want to get somewhere kind of in between the two, where you can place horizontally, either from 3 away or 2 away. I don't know if that makes sense. Then all you do, make sure you're not crouched. Just go sideways and hold your mouse. And see how much faster that is? Now you do place blocks as fast as you walk, except every 7th block you place one out. 1, 2, 3, every 6th. It's something like that, and it's not always consistent. And you want to make sure you're close enough to get in there, at a good angle to get both sides of the blocks here. And just go across like that. I'm starting to really like this offhand thing, because if I run out of a stack, it just starts placing from there. And it's been really helpful. I don't have to go back and cover ground because I didn't switch my items quick enough. That's actually really, really handy to have that. Alright, so after you have one and it's all kind of staggered, I'm going to back up a little bit more. I find that a shallow angle helps this one, because this one's kind of odd to get 2 in, especially if you're close. You can't even line that up right, so a wider angle helps. And it's a little closer than the farther one, so if you're angled too far this kind of way, you end up walking away from the wall and you stop being able to place blocks because you're too far. If you're angled a little too far this way, you get closer to the wall and you'll start placing blocks on the top, because let's see if I can do this really quick. So if you start here and you're walking towards it, your mouse comes up, and eventually you'll start placing blocks on the top. I've never accidentally fallen, except for stupid reasons, but just placing in a line, because I'll adjust once I start placing on the top, and then I never end up falling from that reason. So just kind of line up straight, and you go for it. Now where you have ones out, it will connect them all the way across, and your odd 7th block, see it's a little too far, will place in odd areas too. The only thing you want to do is make sure that these don't line up. Oh, see, I'm coming too close to the wall now. If these two line up, you'll start placing up. So all you have to do is kind of click and unclick instead of holding your mouse, and it will adjust the timing a little bit enough to offset that for you. So then for the last row, you just kind of fill in all these little spots. And it's a little bit of careful timing, but you can get it pretty well. So I'm clicking on and off here so that I don't get that odd 7th block like that. And there's some timing with this too. I guess this is a bad spot to show, but if I start really towards the base of a block, that is a long time that I'm sitting on one block already placed before I switch to the next one. And the sooner I'll place that odd block. What you want to try to aim to do is place towards the end of a block, so that each next block, when you place it, gets a little further back, a little further back, a little further back. I mean, this is more ideal in a straight line and not over these gaps, but if you can start placing at the end of a block, it's going to be longer before the odd one places. So areas like there's a 3 here. If I start placing with the cursor all the way back here, I'm probably going to get an odd one pretty quick. If I start placing with the cursor on the far end, I can go pretty far before I get that 7th odd one. And I know it's really hard to catch here. Oh. See, I got all 7 and then I just held it a little too long. Alright, and then there's a little bit of cleanup to do. If you get really good at this, there's not much cleanup to do. It's pretty much just keeping your angle as straight as possible so that you don't get off, mess these up. Paying attention if it looks like they're going to line up in a way that creates one of these. Fix it before it happens. And really it still ends up being a lot quicker than just placing them. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. It still ends up a lot quicker than just doing this. But this is easier, it takes less attention. You can kind of really zone out while you're doing it. I have a shift macro I'm using right now so that I don't fall off, but I also don't have to hold shift myself. You can write macros to toggle like any button that you want to press. So I have it for shift. You could write a macro that takes you backwards, so you don't have to hold S the whole time. And you can even write a macro, if you're a little tricky, holding the right mouse button. And then you wouldn't have to do a thing. You can just let it go. You don't have to touch anything. As long as you're lined up well, you just kind of keep going with it. That's a little too cheaty for me. I toggle shift, because you can toggle run now. I don't know why you can't toggle shift. And really it just kind of kills my pinky finger. Yep, we're almost there. Alright. So we can get the timing for how long that took. I've timed it before and it's like 1 minute and 20 seconds to do one of these. And this isn't quite 100, it's actually 94, since there's 3 blocks on either side. But then filling this in, it really is a lot quicker. I try to keep the top of my crosshair on the top of the block, and that seems to keep it pretty well. Make some minor adjustments in there. Well, let's finish up this pile. Yeah, this is a lot quicker. So this is a really quick way to place blocks for a floating platform. If there's ground to place against, you don't have to do any of the cheeky little things. But this is the quickest way that I've found doing it. I've done some of these whole layers doing it the old way, and I'm like, there's gotta be a faster way to do this. And I'll admit I didn't try to look up videos on it. Oh, I'm completely out of stone here. I didn't try to look up videos on how to place blocks, like floating blocks, faster. But I thought I could figure it out, and I thought I'd make a video on it. It's been a while since I've posted. I mean, the next step of this is going to be putting lighting in the floors. What I'm going to do is map out the optimal placement for glowstone, and I'm going to insert it in here so it ends up being a ceiling light and a floor light. And I'm going to map it out just by marking the spots with torches, and I'll go through and replace them all with glowstone. And I'm going to do that for every single one of these. It's going to be a lot of glowstone. It's already being a lot of stone. This is probably the hardest part of the project, and it's hard to see from here. I updated the map. It's kind of boring. I mean, you can still see the edges, I guess, but that's going to clean out soon. It's going to be weird. Once I put that greenhouse in the top and plant a bunch of trees to go in there, it's just going to look like a big forested square. It's not going to like show a big castle anymore. It's going to be almost unremarkable on the map there. Just sad, but I don't know where else to put a nice big natural greenhouse except the top. I already have all those glass blocks placed. So, yeah, let's head up. Alright, yeah, so that's my marker so I don't go too far. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. 80 chests full still. Oh, plus the 20 down there, so I still have 100 chests full, and I've only used 10, 20, 30, 35, 37-ish. This one was like half full. So I still have tons. The only problem with that left square, let's see, is that if, alright, there's only 21. If I wanted to place that 21 into a chest, I can't get to it. There's no way to get to it from my inventory when you're in a chest. When I'm up grabbing stone and I'm filling up my inventory, I have to exit, put something into that slot, go back in and grab that one more stack. It's very annoying that you can't access that while you're in a chest. And I don't know why that would be. Nothing's really going on with the animals. And I was thinking about it, I don't know if they glitch through these, or as like a, oh, once in a while animals will escape kind of a thing in real life. Is it really a glitch, or is it programmed in there for them to escape once in a while? But it's why I have these all doubled, so that they do not do that. I want to give a shout out to all my subscribers. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys so much for liking that subscriber special. I know I reached a lot of people with that, a lot more than my usual videos. You guys are awesome. I love your comments. I read every single one. I check back every day, see if any of the videos have any new comments. It's really nice. Thank you for all your support. All it takes is time. And I want to be able to get videos out to you guys. I can do kind of midway updates like this. I always post on Facebook and on Twitter. I posted a picture of all these ribs when I had just all the ribs done. So you can like my pages on there, follow me on Twitter, and you can stay updated that way. If I get a lot of people asking what the design's going to look like, I'll show you guys that, but only if I get a lot of requests for it. I kind of want it to be a big unveiling. Alright, well, this video's been long enough to show you almost nothing, but a faster technique to place floating stone, or floating blocks. So, I think that's going to be about it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe for more. It really helps my channel out. If you have videos and you'd like a new subscriber, subscribe to me, I'll subscribe to you. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that or not, but it's true. I like my subscribers. You guys are my friends, and I want to check out your videos too. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you when all these floors are done and it's time to put glowstone in. Alright, catch you next time.